housing levy in Kenya, I saw the other day that it even surpassed, and we ended up collecting 73 billion shillings on housing levy. I want to be consequential so that we see why it is important to keep on tracking policy instruments and therefore to see whether they need amendments along the way. After we instituted the housing levy and we started housing projects in Kenya, I'm just using this as an example. So the government is collecting 73 billion, literally taking 73 billion off the pockets from the private sector and households. Now, what is the output? 1 year that is passed, I'm using the recent data that Kenya has is 2024, where even the housing levy surpassed its target. That's the year I'm talking about. Industry in Kenya, industry is viwanda, decelerated. From the previous year where we grew by over 2% based on the year-on-year, on 2024 compared to 2023, we decelerated to the growth of 1.5%. Second, when we are busy building houses through housing levy, as Kenya, through government, the cost, I'm using government data, not my data. Government released data from KNBS. The construction sector in Kenya, when Kenya was very busy, the busiest year in building housing, the housing program, the construction sector in Kenya shrank by 2%. Not grew, not even decelerated, it went down by 2% in 2024. The consumption of cement in Kenya, in that year we are building houses, the consumption of cement went down by 7.9%. I have seen government officials, and they are saying the housing project has created 300,000 jobs, others say 500,000 jobs, others say this kind of jobs, and they say new. Now, the same government data shows us this. In the year 2024, the people employed in the construction sector shrank by negative 1.3%. And all the people employed in that sector is only 223,400, a less number than in the year 2022 when we never had the housing levy. When am I talking about this? Many times, we may be beating drum on this side for celebration, but the economy cannot be cheated. What this is showing is that the money for the housing levy was more efficient for our economy when it was in the pockets of Kenyans. That Kenyans were building their houses more efficient than how government can build them. Are we getting that? Because the pictures we see on the timelines on Facebook and social media, advertisements of housing projects, that should translate into data. But then we see photographs. But what this has done is to actually remove the people who are working in private-led housing projects. That is the sector we have now come in, as the government has come in, made it shrink, and then out of the inefficiency of government, the same sector leads the economy to lag. So I leave it to you to see. The housing levy, is it more efficient with government or is it more efficient with the private sector? Or in your pocket to decide how to build your home and to decide how to use it? Because it shows when you had that money, the economy was growing faster.